My name is Harry.
Is he the world's most traveled man? This is Harry.
I was born in London. My father's Greek, my mother is South African. I grew up in Athens, 49 years old. I just love to travel.
It's impossible to define who the world's most traveled person is, but one guy has visited more regions of the world than anybody else, if you look at NomadMania's rankings.
You don't want to say you're the world's most traveled man, but you're currently #1 on the list. How many regions have you visited?
I have visited 1,234 of the regions. That means I've got 67 left. I don't think anyone will ever do them all, but I do hope to get as high up as possible.
Do you reckon how many days you have spent on the road?
But nowadays I spend about 220 in a year, so about 2/3 of the year I'm out. Overall, I would say about 15 years altogether out of 49. So it isn't really that much, is it?
He has visited every country in the world. On his way, he has almost visited every UN country for a second time. Even not far from have visited every country in the world 3 times.
Have you ever felt in danger while traveling?
In general, no. I've been extremely fortunate. Of course, when I was arrested in Yemen, things were dicey. And I think I was very scared because I didn't know what their intentions were and what they want to do with me. One incident I'll always remember was in Bangladesh. I was going to a mosque in Baghahat, and then as I was entering the mosque, there were a bunch of kids and teenagers kind of came toward me. And one of the questions they always ask in these places is, "Are you a Muslim?" So I said, "No, I don't believe in God." And one guy said, "Oh, you're a communist." So that really has stood out as a really funny experience that remained with me. Yeah, we're really going to the middle of nowhere. I just love the insanity of all this.
A small airplane today?
Yeah, I think it's a Dornier 228.
Harry has been to Afghanistan 3 times, Iraq 3 times, Venezuela 4 times, and Yemen 4 times. And he has been some very remote places that few people know of.
Here we go, San Helena in the Atlantic. And then obviously Pitcairn, which is one of the most isolated inhabited places. Yeah, you often find when you travel that the world is a very, very small place.
Yeah.
For me, it was a big honor meeting Harry at NomadMania's conference in beautiful Sao Tome and Principe, where we spent 10 days together at both Sao Tome and the other island Principe. And to have him with me on my first ever group trip to Socotra in Yemen.
Socotra, a new place.
He has visited the most regions in the world, been on more airlines than any other person, been to places that most people have never even heard of.
And off I went.
It's been one crazy journey for Harry.
I've got a few countries left to do them all the second time. I keep on having this urge to run, to always move. I can't stay still. I will say I'm addicted to movement. We messed up.
Luxury tourist. So Harry, your type of travel style?
I guess it varies. I can go to a really expensive hotel sometimes, but I would say that's the exception. Usually, the more natural you get, the better it is. I mean, come on, look at this, you know? Best dessert in the world. This is the guy who tried to rob me. Would you want to come to lunch with me? I'll pass if you don't mind.
I feel so lucky to meet with Harry, and I see him as my mentor, a person I can learn a lot from.
What have you been most surprised about on your travels?
I think human kindness. It always surprises me and makes me happy. People in general, no matter where they are very open and willing to help you. And this is one of the best lessons you can learn being a global traveler.
What is your dream for the future?
Well, we all have dreams. I'd like to say I want to travel more, but I travel 250 days a year, so I don't know how much more I could travel. I think I'd like to find peace. I will say I'm addicted to movement. More than just to travel, I always need to move. So I hope at some point I'll get old enough where I can just relax and have a bit of zen. I'm not sure. Maybe my character isn't wired up that way.
Do you have a message to the world?
Be an ambassador for yourself and for your country. Remember, other people will behave to you as you behave to them. So smile, be positive, be the best you can be.
This is Harry. How cool is he?
You've got some people who are extremely rich, and then others who are really on a tight budget. You've got men, women, all ages, all orientations, all religions. It's an extremely democratic thing, is the love of travel, and that's great. But then what is beautiful about it is that when you meet another traveler, it doesn't matter if you have anything else in common, you can immediately find common ground. So you start talking about Guam or Reunion or the Galapagos or Uzbekistan, and it all makes sense. It doesn't matter who they are, you just immediately understand each other. I think it's very important to keep an open mind. Travel is number one, but I think in life you have priorities and some things fall behind, but I feel it's worth it.